G'day guys, hope you're doing well. Scott here and welcome once again to my collection room. And today I'm going to be giving you guys an updated tour of the room. Now since my last collection room tour video, I've made some additions and some changes to the room which I'm really happy with. It's by no means a finished product. There's still plenty of work to do and plenty of additions to be made. But I want to sort of track the progress as we go and share it with you. And if anyone who watches this has any suggestions, I'm all ears. So let's not talk anymore. Let's just get straight into the collection room. All right, guys, let's kick the tour off with the main display cabinet that you see behind me for my videos. Now, if you had have seen my first toy room tour video, you would have seen this already, but I have made some changes here. So let's just have another look at it and we'll go shelf by shelf. That's what these videos are all about. Going shelf by shelf and having a look at the main items in the collection. So first here we've got just a core group of my favorite Tyco crash test dummies items that are in my collection. So we've got some key vehicles there. We've got the 4 junk bots. We've got some of the key crash test dummies. We've got the crash cab, we've got the crash and bash chair. And once I get some more space, once I get another one of these display cabinets and I can spread everything out a little bit, I'm definitely looking forward to getting some more of my Tyco crash test dummies collection out on display and just beefing this up a bit. But for now, I'm really happy with how this looks. We have my very small collection of Playmates Toxic Crusaders. I'm definitely looking to get more of these, if I have the chance. I love them. I love the detailed sculpts, the paint apps. Definitely very sort of, in keeping with Playmates' approach to the vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. And I like these guys much in the same way that I like the Turtles. Speaking of the Turtles, next we move up to the next shelf. And we have some of my core Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vintage action figure collection. So we've got the heroes on the left hand side here, some key figures, some key characters from 1988 to 1990. And then on the right hand side here, we've got some of the key baddies. Now if you had have seen my last collection room tour video, these were all just on the floor of the shelf, on the base of the shelf. I did find some of these tiered display units from Kmart. I believe they're intended for like organizing kitchen shelves and stuff like that. They've got these non-stick grey surfaces on them, but they work really nicely for these figures. They give the figures at the back a bit of height and they just allow you to show them off a little bit better, especially when you want to stack a shelf like this. So again, all 1988 to 1990 figures. Some of my favorites, just the core ones that make up the earlier lines. Definitely got some key figures that I'm still chasing in these first 3 series. So I'd love a Ray Fillet here. I would love a Slash here. I have one, but he's way too incomplete to be on this shelf. Now some of the figures that you see here are my childhood figures. So that's my childhood Donnie. That's my childhood Splinter. What else we got? Childhood Rocksteady and Shredder and childhood Foot Soldier, I think, and definitely the childhood Rat King back there. He's incomplete. I'm trying to get his crossbow and his grappling hook, but he's from my childhood, so I like to get the childhood figures in the display. So there we have the Turtles collection, or some of them. We move up here to another one of my favorite toy lines, and that's the vintage Kenner Real Ghostbusters line. So we have the 4 key Series 1 Ghostbusters figures there, complete, proton packs, proton streams, unbroken, which is a minor miracle these days, companion ghosts. We've got Slimer there, or the green ghost as he was released. Trying to get my hands on the accessories needed to complete that. We've got Fearsome Flush, Bad to the Bone, the centerpiece of my Kenner The Real Ghostbusters collection, the Ecto 1 Complete. We've got some haunted humans, we've got some super fright features. I've got quite a bit more than this. I mean, I've got all the Universal Monsters release. I've got some of the original Screaming Heroes and Fright Features figures, but we'll get there once we get some more space. I could definitely have 2 shelves for my Real Ghostbusters collection, but once we get more display units, we'll certainly get there. And then back here, we've got like promotional Coca-Cola can and either promotional movie cups or fast food tie-in cups. I'm not quite sure where they're from, but I really like these cups, especially that Ghostbusters 2 cup. It glows in the dark. It's really cool. Excuse the shakiness as I get onto my feet. And here we have another one of my all-time favorite toy lines. That is the vintage Hasbro WWF Wrestling Superstars line. Now these guys are sort of displayed in no rhyme or reason, just some of my favorites, some of the icons at the front, and then from there it's just all filled up. So my collection of Hasbro WWF Wrestling figures is starting to get quite deep. So once I have more space, I want to sort of spread these guys out a bit, organize them by year of release. You can't organize these guys by good guys or bad guys because most of them have been heels and faces at one point or another. So I do want to display this collection by year of release. So we'll get there once we've got a bit more space. Let's give you a closer look here. A lot of these guys are in really nice condition. It's a toy line that's becoming pricier and harder to come by these days in terms of the key figures that I'm missing, like the Series 1 Macho Man and a few others, but that's all right, we'll get there. And then we move up to the centerpiece of my collection, which is the 1990 Technodrome Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Technodrome playset. I say 1990, I can't recall if it's 1989, but it's one or the other, and I love it. I didn't have this as a kid. I would have done a lot of things as a kid to have been able to get this, but it wasn't to be. But hey, having it as an adult is the next best thing. So I've got an incomplete Razar figure there and Super Shredder. And here we've just got some additional Hasbro WWF figures. I have them separate at the moment because I was going to do just a detailed pickups video showing them, but that's a bit of a sneak peek. And then over here, just waiting for some more space, we have the first of my mutant military collection. So we've got Green Team Beret Raph, and we've got Pro Pilot Don there in front of the very fitting army tube, sewer army tube. So that is that first display cabinet. We've got, as you would have seen in the backdrop to my videos, we've got the Crash Test Dummies board game there. And here we have another shelving unit that is nowhere near as nice as this one over here, but this one was quite pricey. And I'm waiting for Fantastic Furniture to have a sale so I can pick up another one, or just wait until I have some extra money. So for now, I've just got the El Cheapo Kmart bookcase, but that's okay because once I get another glass display unit like I have over here, this bookcase will be my VHS movie rack. So anyway, I've spilled the beans, we'll get to the VHS very shortly. But again, let's go through this shelf by shelf. So we've got a really underrated toy line here. I mean, there's just a few here. It's the start of my collection, but I had Matchbox Ring Raiders as a kid. I love them. And I feel like quite very few people in the hobby collect this toy line, but I've got a lot of time for it, so I want to try and get some more of these, some more play sets, some more accessories. So there we have the Skull Squadron Action Assault base with box. It's my first big item that came complete in box, so I'm very happy about that. The decals are nice, it's in nice shape, but it does need a clean, but that's okay. We move down. We have my Dick Tracy collection, very small Dick Tracy collection, but I really like this toy line. Another one from Playmates, very colourful, very wacky. So I like those figures a lot. one criticism of this line is it's very villain heavy. Now normally I think you can never have too many villains, but you can certainly have too many villains when you've only got two good guys, and that's Dick Tracy and Sam Catchin. So it's very out of balance. You've got like two good guys, two coppers, and about a dozen gangsters. So anyway, that's just a little side note on that. I've got the ex-rental Dick Tracy clamshell VHS there, which is cool, which it's nice to display these kind of tapes with the toy line with which they inspired, so that's kind of cool. I've got my Game Boy there. I had this Game Boy as a kid. I had it released in this box as a kid, so I was super excited to get the box. I've got a couple of games there, Super Mario Brothers and Tetris, obviously the iconic Tetris that Game Boy came with. I've got some thumb wrestlers here, LJN thumb wrestlers, which were just random like dollar pickups at toy shows, so that's kind of cool. Some other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, so we've got the Wacky Action Turtles here. We've got a couple of like rough carded figures there. So when I say rough, like the cards are in pretty ordinary shape. Like Ground Chuck there is more or less stapled together to keep the bubble from coming away from the card. These guys will probably end up getting opened, and if I do it, I'll definitely do it on a video. I just think it would be kind of cool to enjoy just for myself the experience of opening up vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures for the first time in like 30 years, and also just share that in the form of a video. So we'll see how we go with that. Some other odds and ends, some wax packs, some Macca's toys, those iconic changeables which I had as a kid, so I was super excited to pick those up. We've got a carded Crash Test Dummy figure with bonus VHS. Now that VHS is like a short animated film that I've seen on YouTube. I remember watching that as a kid. It's really cool. Now we go down, we get into some Jurassic Park. Some carded Jurassic Park figures, a couple of Lucy's as well. A couple more down here. And then we've got another one of my probably top 2 favorite fast food promotional toys released over the years. Favorite in terms of like nostalgia and iconic in my memory, and that's the Land Before Time hand puppets that Pizza Hut released here in Australia. I've probably got the McDonald's changeables number 1, but these guys are definitely number 2, so I was happy to pick those up. And maybe it's just because of the rubbery material that these are made out of, but I don't know, I'm seeing them less and less. I don't know if they're starting to deteriorate and just less still in existence, but I was happy to pick up those. I've just got one more to complete the set. And here we have some Viewmaster items. I was a big Sesame Street fan as a kid, so I was happy to pick that set up. I'm also a big Disneyland nostalgia, like what's the word? Like I'm interested in like vintage Disneyland history and stuff like that, so I was happy to pick up those reels there as well. Now we've got some muscle figures. These muscle figures were hand-me-downs from my older cousin as a kid, so I was happy to get them. The same cousin that introduced me to Hasbro WWF figures, so that's a nice little, nice little find. Something that I managed to keep from my childhood. If only there were more, if only there were more of my childhood collection that I kept. But anyway, that's how it goes. But I was happy to stumble across those when picking up some boxes from my mum's house. And there is a little carded blister pack of 4 muscle figures that I picked up in my travels. So that's that display unit, or that, I don't even know if you can call that a display unit, that bookcase. So that's nice little addition to the display here. And here we have it, guys, the entertainment area. We have this big and heavy Sony Trinitron TV. Now guys, this was an absolute score. This is not in the best of shapes. It's pre-loved, but I picked it up absolutely free of charge on the side of the road. So this was I found this on Gumtree, which is Australia's equivalent of, I guess, Craigslist. Someone was trying to get rid of this. It was about 45 minutes from my house. I didn't care about driving 45 minutes each way. if I knew this was going to be waiting in someone's garage for me to pick up free of charge. So very happy with that. It works a dream. And to enjoy with the Sony Trinitron TV, we've got the iconic Super Nintendo. And we've got the Sony, I've kept it Sony exclusive, the Sony VCR player, which is cool. And then I've got just very few little sprinkling of VHS tapes here. Some 80s classics, some personal favorites. I mentioned that I was into vintage Disney stuff. I've got a day, what is that called? A day at Disneyland, Relive the Memories, so that's cool. And there we have it, guys. And just some odds and ends over here. Some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures, the most recent pickups that you saw in my last video. I just haven't worked out what I'm going to do with them yet. Again, boxes here of things that I still haven't figured out how I'm going to display it. But we'll get there. We certainly will. But that's it, guys. There it is. The Sony Trinitron, the Super Nintendo, the VCR, and the collection of vintage action figure goodness. And there you have it, guys. Still plenty of work to be done. By no means is the room finished, but I'm making progress and I'm really happy about that. And you know, since I made these changes, since I made these additions to the room, I've definitely been spending a lot more time in the room, because previously I just had the display unit behind me with my action figure collection, or some of my action figure collection on display. You know, I'd walk down the hallway, whether I was going to my bedroom or the bathroom, I'd sort of get distracted, come in here and maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes in here a day or every couple of days, just enjoying the collection and maybe making some changes to the display. Whereas now with the addition of the Sony Trinitron TV, the Super Nintendo, the VCR, and the very small collection of VHS movies that I have, it gives me more of an excuse to spend longer periods of time in here. Play a bit of Nintendo, watch a movie on VHS, and just enjoy the figures behind me while I'm doing it. So, yeah, it's become somewhat of a second living room, and I'm really enjoying that. And I must say that the process of taking a VHS tape out of the clamshell case and popping it into the VCR and hearing it click and rewinding it, it was, you know, doing that for the first time in like 20 years was, it was awesome. It was a trip, it was a blast from the past, but it's what this hobby is all about. You know, it's just like having one of these action figures in your hand for the first time since your childhood. You know, it really does sort of exemplify like why I do this, why I'm so passionate about this. And so it's been a good month or two setting this all up. So, you know, I'm really enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, I'd love it if you could hit the like button. If you have any questions or any suggestions for the room, I'd love to see those in the form of a comment below, or even better, hit that subscribe button. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy your day and have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.